Fox 61 News at 5 starts now.
Now at 5, we are following breaking news in New Haven. One person is dead, another injured in a shooting. We're live on scene with the latest information.
Plus, local communities are shaken up after a murder-suicide. We'll share more on what we're learning about the couple involved and how the community is coming together for a vigil tonight.
They let the car down, put everything in, take off.
A catalytic converter stolen in under 3 minutes. We're talking to the car's owner who has the incident all caught on camera.
And back to school season is in full swing. More ahead on how students in the capital city are welcomed back to class.
Good evening and thanks for joining us at 5. I'm Brent Hart.
And I'm Sarah Sanchez. We're following breaking news tonight. 2 men are shot in New Haven, one of them succumbing to his injuries.
And he is the city's 8th homicide victim of the year. And sources say the shooting happened as a result of a heated argument. Fox 61's Tony Terzi joins us live with the latest. Now, Tony.
Brent, Sarah, good afternoon, everyone. We're live here in the New Hallville section of New Haven along Thompson Street. About 50 feet or so behind me is a black Audi that has been a car of interest, shall we say, all afternoon. The car's still running with its lights on. At around 1 p.m., officers responded to Thompson Street near Shelton Avenue on a call of multiple shots fired. When they arrived, they found 2 gunshot victims.
A gunshot victim to the leg, who's a 20-year-old New Haven resident. The second is a 26-year-old New Haven resident shot a couple times.
And it was the 26-year-old resident who sources say has died. The initial investigation revealed the 2 victims, when shot, were either inside of or next to this Audi, where many evidence markers sit. These individuals, what do you know about the individuals?
Well, one of them's had prior police contact. I know him as a resident of this area. Would see him play basketball on the courts. Very well-known member of this community.
The chief would not confirm it, but other law enforcement sources say the shooting was a result of an argument over a gold chain. As part of the evidence gathering, a K9 was combing the area next to a nearby walking path. Does that give you an indication from any leads you have that people ran from the scene, whoever's responsible?
Yeah, there's some indication somebody may have run from the scene, but it's procedure to check the scene, whether somebody threw something, whether it be a piece of clothing, took clothing off, or threw a weapon or anything like that.
Because it's believed those involved in the shooting were part of some street groups, law enforcement fears there could be retaliation. Any weapons recovered on scene?
I'm not going to comment at this time.
Now, you know, periodically the New Haven Police Department and the Mayor's Office update crime statistics for the year to compare them to last year. So far, 8 homicides this year, lower than last year for sure, and much, much lower than the trouble that Hartford is dealing with. But tomorrow at 10:30 at the Police Department, New Haven expected to update the crime statistics again. And of course, if we get an update in terms of the identity or any new information, we will pass it along to you on air and online. We're live here in New Haven on Thompson Street. I'm Tony Terzi, Fox 61 News.
All right. Thank you, Tony. And we're just hours away from a community vigil in East Granby, where the town is mourning the murder-suicide of a well-known couple.
Now, Fox 61's Matt Karen is live at the town library now to bring us up to date on the new information we uncovered, today. Matt?
Well, guys, community members are expected to start gathering here outside the town library. We've already seen several people stop by offering gifts that they're placing outside the library door. The vigil's supposed to be taking place at 7 p.m. tonight, all to honor the life of 48-year-old Doreen Jasius, the victim of a murder-suicide here in town. She was also the town's library director. In East Granby, the flag flies at half-staff. Flowers adorn the closed library entrance, and hearts are heavy.
We as a town hall family are devastated, as Doreen was a beloved employee.
our hearts go out to both families.
48-year-old Doreen Jasius, the town's library director, now the victim of murder.
The good smiles and all that and laughs. We got along great with her and all that, and that's what I'm going to carry.
The crime perpetrated at the hands of her husband, 49-year-old Thomas T.J. Jasius, who turned the gun on himself.
Troop H in Hartford received 911 calls of gunshots.
Fox 61 has confirmed TJ was a sergeant for the Avon Police Department, where he served for nearly 24 years. In a statement, the department said, in part, quote, "The Avon Police Department is deeply saddened by the events that have transpired, and our condolences go out to the families, our friends, and the community." The incident happened off-duty. The couple was found dead here in their East Granby home on Winding Hills Road at about 6 p.m. Sunday.
Coming in all the time, and we got to be good, close friends. Great couple of kids and all that. And nice, general, all-American family.
The circumstances that led up to the incident remain unclear. Neighbors telling Fox 61 off camera the couple seemed happy.
She was very friendly. All ages, children, our seniors, all just adored her.
And the couple has 2 daughters together. The Avon Police Department told me that they have activated their employee assistance program to try and help some of their officers cope during this very difficult time. The library here behind me will be closed until Wednesday again. Community members expected to start gathering here in just a few minutes when this vigil takes place at 7 p.m. We'll have more coverage tonight on the Fox 61 News at 10 and 11 with my colleague, Gabby Molina. For now, we're live here in East Granby. Matt Karen, Fox 61 News.
All right. Thank you, Matt. Heartbreaking story there. New details tonight about a weekend shooting in Weathersfield. Police say it was a murder-suicide. Police responded to Mountain Laurel Drive Saturday just at night. They found 21-year-old Caroline Ashworth and 59-year-old Michael Mallow dead inside a car with gunshot wounds. Police say Ashworth and Mallow had been in a relationship, and they're investigating the deaths as a murder-suicide. Anyone with any information should call Weathersfield Police.
The man accused of abducting a woman and her baby in Ansonia appeared in court today. Police say 23-year-old Joshua Lopez abducted 22-year-old Galilia Perez and their 6-month-old daughter, Eliana Perez, by forcing them into a car. Perez had a domestic violence no contact order against Lopez. Perez and the baby were found safe and had been picked up by another relative. Lopez is being held on $50,000 bond and is due back in court in October. Also in Ansonia tonight, a 10-hour standoff ended early this morning. Police responding to an apartment on Elm Street around 7:30 last night, where they found a woman and her 9-month-old baby standing outside the home. The woman told police 34-year-old Gabriel Resto was inside acting erratically and that he had a handgun. Police spent 10 hours trying to contact Resto. He eventually came outside once police used non-lethal irritants, but attempted to go back into the home when he was told he was under arrest. Resto is being held on $30,000 bond.
In Norwalk, a protest of an eviction order lands 2 people in handcuffs. One person is accused of menacing police with an axe. Police responded to Sylvester Court around 9 a.m. The state of Connecticut marshal was attempting to serve an eviction order there. The marshal tells police a group of 15 to 20 protesters gathered, not allowing him to serve that order. Police say one protester, 48-year-old Roberto Porzio, approached officers with an axe. Officers ordered him to stop and drop the axe, but he refused. Police tased Porzio and took him into custody. The subject of the eviction, 59-year-old Andrew Britchard, refused to leave the property despite numerous warnings. He was also arrested, but no injuries were reported. A man has been arrested accused of exposing himself on the Southington rails to trails. Police say they got several complaints last month of a man on a skateboard who was exposing himself to walkers on the trail. Emmanuel Martinez Morales turned himself into police after an arrest warrant was issued. He was released on $5,000 bond, and he's due back in court Friday.
An electric pole came down during a tractor-trailer accident in Rocky Hill. It happened around 9 a.m. on Inwood Road. Eversource also responded to the scene to replace that pole. Rocky Hill Fire Department tells us no injuries were reported. It's unclear exactly what led up to the accident. That remains under investigation tonight. All right, time for a check on the forecast, and we are beginning the week with a really nice day.
Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank joining us now, tracking the humidity that we're seeing out there. Hi, Rachel.
Hi. Yeah, we have at least one more day with the heat and humidity before we start to get some relief. First from the humidity and then from the warmer temperatures, too. I think towards the end of the week, you're going to think, kind of refreshing. More feeling like back to school weather than today, for example. Right now in Hartford, we're seeing that hazy sunshine out there. You can actually see the humidity in the air, right? Because normally when it's a crisp, kind of cool fall morning, for example, you see that really blue sky. It's almost the color of the background of this graphic here, but instead it's that milky white. 86 degrees, the current temperature. It's in the mid 80s right now for Meriden and close to the 80-degree mark in Groton. I wanted to show you the humidity tracker here again tomorrow afternoon. Similar amount of mugginess, and then we fall off a cliff. Less humidity moving in through the day on Wednesday, and it will stick around through Friday before we start to see warmth and humidity build back in over Labor Day weekend. And the reason we'll see the humidity drop back is because there's a cold front that's heading our way, but it won't get here until late tomorrow night, or even heading into Wednesday morning. During the day tomorrow, clouds break for sunshine. Again, highs between 85 to near 90. Chance for a scattered shower later at night, but a better chance for Wednesday morning. We'll talk about it, your full forecast coming up.
All right, Rachel, thank you. All right, it is the first day of school for Hartford Public Schools, and students at Sarah J. Rawson School got a warm welcome back to the classroom.
Fox 61's Lindsay Kane is in Hartford with more on how the community came together to show a lot of support on the start of the new year.
Go, 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 yeah! The back to school jitters aren't a thing at Sarah J. Rawson Elementary in Hartford. With the help of the community, students received a very loud yet warm welcome back to the classroom to build positive energy instead of nerves.
Just wanting to mentor and just be here for our kids the first day of school.
The organization Calling All Brothers is a group of local men that works to inspire the community, especially the young students in the city. A lot of high fives and smiles help students start the year off on the right note.
Just some positive energy, kind of like the Super Bowl, right? Right in the Super Bowl, you're there, you're walking into the tunnel to the biggest game of your life, and we wanted to be there for our students as they come in.
Lieutenant Governor Byshewicz joining in on the fun. She says the support these students see on their first day is important for their success through the entire year.
It's really important to have adult mentors. We need teachers that are role models for our kids, especially teachers of color. Some of our families don't have parental figures to give that guidance. So this is very exciting to have role models in the community mentoring our kids.
The welcome party is a tradition in the city, but took a back seat during the pandemic. Superintendent of Hartford Public Schools Leslie Torres Rodriguez says they want to show the students how much they're loved and supported.
Routines and structures are extremely important for all of us, especially for young people. And so it's great to get back to one, making sure that students start building those relationships with one another, with trusted adults in the school, and then getting back deeply into the learning.
A message heard loud and clear. Now, Calling All Brothers will also be at other schools throughout Hartford through the rest of the week. More info on that is on our website, fox61.com. In Hartford, Lindsay Kane, Fox 61 News.